What if I told you that you are the prize, not the option? That the love, effort, and energy you've been pouring into him should have been poured into yourself first. But here's the truth. Men don't realize they can't live without you until you show them what life is like without you. Too many women make the mistake of proving their worth to a man, giving endlessly, waiting patiently, and hoping he'll finally see what he has. But that's not how attraction works. A man doesn't realize a woman's value when she's always there, always giving, always proving herself. He realizes it when she becomes a presence he can't replace, a force he can't ignore, a loss he can't afford. And that is exactly what we do here at Girlify Mind. This isn't about manipulation. This is about power, your power. It's about unlocking the mindset, energy, and confidence that make a man wake up one day and realize he lost something he will never find again. Because here's the truth, a man doesn't commit because of how much you love him. He commits because of how much he fears losing you. And when a woman understands this, she becomes unforgettable. So if you've ever felt like you were giving too much, chasing too hard, or waiting for him to finally see your worth, this video is for you. By the end of this, you will never feel the need to chase love again, because love will chase you. Like this video if you're ready to step into your power. Comment "I am the prize" below if you refuse to be taken for granted. Share this with a woman who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to Girlify Mind and turn on notifications, because the next lesson, it will change everything. Now, let's dive in. The first point, becoming the woman he fears losing. Become the woman he fears losing. If a man believes you will always be there, no matter what he does, he will never appreciate you. That's why the women who men obsess over, chase, and fight for are never the ones who give everything too soon. They are the ones who make a man feel that being with them is a privilege, not a right. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you were the one doing all the work? That if you stopped trying, the relationship would just fade away? That's because you were giving without requiring anything in return. A woman who is too available, too forgiving, too patient will be taken for granted. Not because she isn't valuable, but because she made it too easy. Men value what they have to work for. How do you become the woman he fears losing? Step 1. Stop overgiving. If he isn't matching your energy, pull back. If he isn't making an effort, stop making it for him. Step 2. Make him earn access to you. Your time, your attention, your affection. These are privileges, not guarantees. Step 3. Walk away when necessary. Nothing makes a man realize your worth faster than knowing you are willing to leave. A man's biggest fear is losing something rare. And a woman who knows her worth, who refuses to settle, who walks away when she isn't valued. She is rare. And that is why he will fight to keep her. Now that he sees you are not a woman who settles for less, let's talk about the next move, the power of emotional distance. Emotional distance triggers emotional investment. If you are always available, always initiating, always reaching out, he will never feel the urgency to chase, to fight, to commit. Why? Because men are wired to value what they could lose. If he never feels the discomfort of your absence, he will never feel the fear of losing you. And without that fear, he will never truly appreciate you. So here's what you need to understand. Men don't fall for women who are too easy to reach, too predictable, too invested. Men fall for women who make them work for access, wonder what's on their mind, and crave their attention. Step 1. Pull back when he pulls back. If he stops putting in effort, match his energy. Do not chase. Step 2. Let him feel your absence. If he takes too long to reply, take even longer. If he stops making plans, disappear for a while. Step 3. Focus on your own life. When he senses that you are too busy living to worry about him, he will start chasing again. Men need to feel like they are earning your attention. If they do not, they take it for granted. When he starts to sense the emotional distance, he will feel the urgency to pull you back in. However, the chase means nothing unless you also master the power of mystery. Keep him wondering. The power of mystery. What if I told you that knowing too much kills attraction? Think about it. What makes a great story, a great movie, or even a great love story? It's the mystery, the unanswered questions, the desire to know more. Men are wired for curiosity. The moment he feels he has completely figured you out, he stops chasing. He loses the excitement, the thrill, the deep pull that keeps him hooked. But when a woman knows how to keep him wondering, keep him intrigued, keep him guessing, he will never stop chasing her. So how do you create mystery without playing games? Stop oversharing. Most women think that being open means telling a man everything about themselves, their past, their feelings, their daily life. But real connection isn't about dumping information. It's about creating curiosity. When he asks about your weekend, don't tell him every detail. Say, I had an interesting night. I'll tell you about it later. Let his mind fill in the blanks. Be unpredictable. If he always expects you to be available, break the pattern. If you usually text first, stop for a while. If he assumes you'll say yes to plans, make him wonder by saying, I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know. Live a life outside of him. A woman who has her own world, her own passions, her own purpose is a woman who keeps a man fascinated. When he realizes that you have things going on that don't revolve around him, he will crave to be part of your world. Men don't stay for love alone. They stay for excitement, for curiosity, for a woman who makes them feel alive. Now, let's talk about the one thing that makes every woman unforgettable: confidence. Confidence, the energy that makes him chase. Confidence is the difference between a woman who is desired and a woman who is ignored. A woman who walks, speaks, and carries herself with certainty. She doesn't have to chase. Men chase her. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't about perfection. It's not about being the most beautiful woman in the room. It's about knowing you are enough. So let me ask you, when you enter a room, do you shrink yourself to avoid attention, or do you walk in like you belong there? When you speak, do you rush to fill silence, or do you let your words land with power? Men are drawn to women who own themselves fully. And the best part? Confidence is something you can build, starting today. Step 1. Shift your body language. Your posture speaks before you do. Shoulders back, head high, slow, intentional movements. When you take up space, you command respect. Step 2. Speak with certainty. No more over-explaining. No more unnecessary apologies. If you state something, own it. If you set a boundary, stick to it. Step 3. Stop seeking validation. A confident woman doesn't need approval to feel good about herself. She knows her worth, whether or not someone else sees it. The moment a man senses that you don't need his validation to feel beautiful, wanted, or enough, he'll start working to earn your approval. And that is why confidence makes a man chase. But confidence alone isn't enough. You also need to build a life that is so fulfilling that he can't resist wanting to be part of it. Building an irreplaceable life, the ultimate magnetism. A woman who makes a man feel like he is her entire world will never be the one he can't live without. The biggest mistake women make? They build their world around a man instead of making a man want to be part of their world. So let me ask you, if he walked away today, would your life feel empty? Would you feel like you lost everything? Because here's the truth. A woman who feels complete without a man is the one men will do anything to keep. Step 1. Create a life that excites you. Stop waiting for him to make plans, to bring excitement, to create purpose. What are your dreams? What lights you up?
Start doing it now.
When a woman is thriving, men chase her. Step 2. Have your own priorities. Men are drawn to women who have their own world. If you are always available, always dropping everything for him, he will start to take your time for granted. Keep your plans, your goals, your schedule. Make him fit into your life, not the other way around. Step 3. Surround yourself with high-energy people. Your energy is influenced by the people you keep around. Be around ambitious, fun, confident women who inspire you. When a man sees that you are constantly surrounded by energy, excitement, and growth, he will want to be part of it. The moment a man feels like you are already fulfilled, happy, and thriving without him, he will do everything he can to be part of your world. And that is the real secret to becoming irreplaceable. But here's the next step. Let him feel what it's like to lose you. The power of absence. Let him feel the void. A man will never realize your worth if he never feels what life is like without you. Women often make the mistake of always being present, always answering, always showing up, thinking that if they love him harder, he will love them back. But the truth? Love isn't built on presence alone. It's built on the fear of absence. If a man never experiences missing you, he will never truly appreciate you. He must feel the discomfort, the emotional emptiness, and the void of not having you in his life. Only then will he wake up and realize what he had. How do you make him feel your absence without playing games? Step 1. Stop initiating everything. If you are the one always texting first, always making plans, always checking in, he will never feel the need to step up. Stop forcing conversations, stop chasing. Give him the space to feel the silence. Step 2. Disappear when necessary. If he starts pulling away, match his energy instead of chasing harder. If he takes 3 hours to reply, take 6. If he stops making plans, stop adjusting your schedule for him. Step 3. Make your life full without him. A woman who keeps her life busy, her energy high, and her world exciting becomes irreplaceable. When he sees you thriving, laughing with friends, pursuing passions, succeeding in your goals, he will realize you are not waiting for him. And when a man realizes he is no longer your priority, he will do anything to win back your attention. But space alone is not enough. You need to trigger deep emotions in him. Creating emotional highs and lows. Men do not fall for women. They fall for the emotional experiences those women create. A man will never say, "I love her because she is always there for me." Instead, he will say, "I can't stop thinking about her because she makes me feel something I can't explain." A relationship that feels too stable, too predictable, too easy becomes boring. And boredom is the enemy of attraction. Men need contrast. They need a mix of excitement and peace, mystery and comfort, highs and lows. When a man experiences both emotional closeness and emotional distance, he develops an addiction to the woman who makes him feel those things. How do you create emotional highs and lows? Step 1. Make your moments count. Instead of being constantly available, make your time with him memorable. Deep conversations, teasing, playfulness, adventure. Give him experiences he can't forget. Step 2. Be unpredictable. If he always expects you to reply immediately, change it up. If he assumes you will always say yes to plans, make him wait. Keep the mystery alive by keeping him guessing. Step 3. Balance warmth with distance. A woman who is too emotionally available all the time loses her power. But a woman who gives warmth, then steps back, connects deeply, then disappears for a little while, she keeps him addicted. When you control the emotional roller coaster of the relationship, he will crave your presence. And once he is emotionally hooked, it's time to embody your feminine energy, the ultimate key to attraction. The unmatched power of feminine energy. A woman's greatest power is not in chasing, it's in attracting. Men are not drawn to women who try to prove themselves. They are drawn to women who radiate confidence, softness, and mystery, without trying too hard. Feminine energy is not weakness. It is grace, warmth, mystery, and self-assurance. It is the ability to pull a man in without forcing anything. How do you embrace your feminine energy? Step 1. Stop trying to control everything. A woman who chases, overplans, and tries to force a man into commitment actually pushes him away. Instead of constantly checking in, over-explaining, or trying to hold everything together, step back.
Give him the space to come to you.
Step 2. Be soft but strong. Feminine energy is gentle, inviting, and kind, but it is also firm, boundaried, and self-respecting. A woman who is sweet but knows when to say no, caring but never overgiving, confident but never aggressive, that's the woman men can't resist. Step 3. Let him feel needed. Men want to feel useful, important, and irreplaceable. If you act like you don't need him for anything, he will emotionally check out. This doesn't mean playing weak. It means letting him step up, solve problems, and contribute to your happiness. When a man feels desired, not needed, challenged, not controlled, free, but deeply connected, he will never want to lose you. Because a woman in her true feminine essence is a woman who leaves a permanent mark on his heart, recognizing and rewarding his efforts. Men do not commit because they should. They commit because they feel valued. A man needs to feel like his effort means something, that his actions are noticed, appreciated, and respected. If a man feels like no matter what he does, it will never be enough, he will slowly pull away. Attraction isn't just about distance, mystery, or emotional highs. It's also about making a man feel like he is winning with you. But there's a balance. Reward effort, not potential. Too many women fall in love with who a man could be instead of who he actually is. This is where they lose their power. How do you recognize and reward his effort without overgiving? Step 1. Acknowledge his efforts, not just his presence. Men crave acknowledgement. If he does something thoughtful, plans a date, fixes something for you, checks in on you, let him know it matters. Instead of a casual thanks, say, I really appreciate you taking the time to do that for me. It means a lot. This makes a man feel valued, seen, and motivated to keep putting in effort. Step 2. Match his investment. If he is making an effort, reciprocate it. But if he starts pulling back, don't compensate for his lack of effort by doing more. Relationships should feel balanced. If he gives more, meet him at his level. If he pulls away, hold your position. Step 3. Never reward inconsistency. If a man comes and goes, if he makes effort one day and disappears the next, do not reward that behavior. Make it clear that consistency is the bare minimum. If he tries to return after pulling away, Don't instantly give him back your full presence. Let him work to rebuild your trust and position in your life. Men do not value what comes easily. They value what they work for. When a man feels like his presence in your life is earned, not given, he will never take you for granted. And once you have established this standard, you must take it one step further by setting boundaries that command respect. Setting the standard, boundaries that command respect. A woman who does not set boundaries will always be the woman who gets walked over. Too many women confuse being agreeable with being attractive. They think that by sacrificing their needs, staying quiet, or accepting less, they will win a man's love. But this does the opposite. It makes him lose respect. A man values a woman who commands respect. And the way you do that? By setting strong, clear boundaries. A boundary is not a threat, a demand, or an ultimatum. It is a non-negotiable standard for how you allow yourself to be treated. How do you set boundaries without fear? Step 1. Identify your non-negotiables. What are the behaviors that you will never accept? Lying? Disrespect? Lack of consistency? Emotional neglect? If you do not set a firm standard, you will find yourself making excuses for bad behavior. Step 2. Communicate your boundaries early and clearly. If something makes you uncomfortable, say it once, clearly and confidently. Instead of saying, "I don't like it when you cancel plans, but I understand," say, "I value consistency. If plans are made, I expect them to be honored." Your boundary is not up for negotiation. Step 3. Enforce your boundaries with action, not just words. A boundary is meaningless if there are no consequences. If a man crosses your boundary, do not argue, do not beg, do not explain. Simply walk away, limit access, or change your availability. If he disrespects your time, stop making time for him. If he ignores your needs, stop prioritizing his. Men only respect what they have to work for. A woman with boundaries commands value. She is not afraid to lose a man who refuses to rise to her standards. And when a man sees that you will not settle, that you will not tolerate mistreatment, that you hold yourself in the highest regard, he will fight to be the man who is worthy of you. Setting boundaries isn't about changing him. It's about choosing yourself. And once you do that, he will realize he can't live without you. When he comes back, make him prove himself. A man will always return to the woman he underestimated when it's too late. When you step into your power, when you stop chasing, when you disappear from his life, he will feel the shift. He will suddenly remember your value. And just when he thinks he has lost you, he will come back. But here's where most women make a mistake. When a man returns, they take him back too easily. They let their emotions take over, believing his words instead of his actions. But if a man truly realizes your worth, he won't just come back. He will prove himself. How do you handle his return with power? Step 1. Don't be too available. When he comes back, do not drop everything for him. Let him feel that he is no longer at the center of your world. Take your time. Make him work for your attention again. If he really wants to be in your life, he will wait. Step 2. Watch his actions, not his words. Any man can say, "I miss you." Any man can say, "I made a mistake." But what is he doing to prove it? Is he stepping up? Is he showing consistency? Is he matching the energy he lacked before? If he's not taking real steps, he's just checking to see if he still has access to you. Step 3. Set new rules for your connection. If he wants a second chance, he needs to earn it on your terms. Let him know, "I don't do second chances without change." If you want to be part of my life again, your actions need to match your words. The right man will prove himself. The wrong one will disappear again. When a man fears losing you for good, he will show through his behavior whether he is worthy of you or not. And once you know how to make a man chase you, prove himself, and respect your value, it's time for the final step. Choosing yourself, the final transformation. The greatest power a woman has is not making a man love her. It is making herself the kind of woman a man never wants to lose. At this point, you've learned how to make him miss you by pulling back your energy. Trigger emotional investment by creating highs and lows. Set boundaries that command respect. Handle his return with strength, not desperation. But there is one final step, the step that truly changes everything. You must choose yourself first, always. What does choosing yourself look like? Step 1. Never make a man your purpose. Your happiness, your goals, your dreams, they come first. If a man fits into that life, great. If not, he was never meant for you. Step 2. Maintain your independence and love. Even when you are in a relationship, keep your world full. Keep your own friendships, passions, and ambitions. Never lose yourself in a man. Step 3. Be willing to walk away. The most powerful woman is the one who knows when to leave. If a man is no longer serving your happiness, if he is inconsistent, if he is not meeting your needs, you walk away without begging, without waiting, without regret. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase love. Love was meant to chase you. And when you live with this mindset, men will see you as the one they can't live without. Now, let's bring everything together. You were the prize all along. A man does not commit because you love him. He commits because he realizes he will never find another you. If you have ever felt unseen, unheard, unappreciated, this is your wake-up call. You were never the problem. You were never too much. You were always the prize. But the moment you start acting like a high-value woman, walking away from bad behavior, demanding respect, and putting yourself first, men will begin to treat you like one. Here's what you've learned. A man only values what he fears losing. Pulling back makes him chase, not pushing harder. Emotional highs and lows create deep attraction. Your feminine energy is your strongest weapon. If he comes back, make him prove himself. The ultimate power is choosing yourself. Because in the end, you don't want just any man. You want the man who sees you as irreplaceable. So, I ask you this. Are you ready to step into your power? Comment, "I choose me," if you refuse to settle. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Girlify Mind because your journey doesn't end here. Your next transformation is coming soon.